hot topic throughout the gaming community at the moment is the homogenization of horror titles. The genre is already in short supply, and the few titles that claim to represent it are clearly veering off, neglecting design endemic to creating an actually frightening experience. Titles like Resident Evil 6 and Dead Space 3 are trying to attain a larger demographic by pandering to people who don't really want to play a horror game at all. Horror games should be oppressive, making the player feel like they are truly in danger, not simply partaking in a shooting gallery. In other words, they should be disempowering if they want to achieve any semblance of dread. Today I want to take a look at a horror game that allowed the player to indulge in entertaining action without necessarily empowering them. No, don't go away, hear me out on this one. You see, to me, empowerment doesn't equal gratification. Real gratification, at least in a gaming sense to me, comes from overcoming adversity. You can argue that being able to blow everything up is fulfilling in this regard, but let's be honest, there's only so much the contact of bullets onto grey matter can really do. But that feeling of nailing that one final crippling blow to that last enemy in the room after a group of deformed monsters nearly tore you apart easily upon your arrival in the area is a thrill only a fair bit of disempowerment can realise. This is where Dead Space excels. You're tested just enough in each situation to truly feel accomplished when you survive. Okay, you're at a disadvantage, but you still have all these weapons. Doesn't that still make it a shooting gallery? Well no, the game employs other means to deprive you of an easy ride. Your camera's slow and clunky while your enemies are fast and agile, making it hard to adequately keep tabs on the contents of an area. Your menu runs in real time, making it impossible for you to just run around picking up any piece of equipment you see. It even takes a couple of seconds to load, meaning you have to choose a time to use it wisely. Melee combat is essentially useless and cumbersome to use. The environments you're in are usually enclosed, making running away and tactics involving high amounts of maneuverability hard to pull off. However, despite all this, the weapons are still exciting to use, meaning that your survival is all the more satisfying. Now let's look at Dead Space 3 and to an extent Dead Space 2 in comparison. The camera is fast and smooth, allowing the player to easily survey the environment at no cost. The game uses universal ammo, essentially making inventory management completely pointless. You are given space to move around, subtracting any sense of claustrophobia a situation could have had. So does this mean Dead Space is as scary as, say, a title like Amnesia: The Dark Descent that completely removes any means of defense from the player? No, but it definitely carved its own niche and is arguably more satisfying to play at times. Of course, I praise Dead Space's design choices in the same way I praise a really good starting point. The game didn't perfect its craft as it became a little predictable as the title progressed, but with the right development and further sequels, it could have become an even more captivating combination of brutal combat and frantic survival. Instead, the franchise decided to go in a different direction by removing features that led to the satisfaction of survival by instead taking the easy way out by offering a carefree run and gun. Can run and guns be fun? Sure, but it feels like a waste to dispose of features that offered a rewarding experience that others in the industry aren't so keen to provide. Of course, let's get something straight. While I enjoy the core gameplay and premise of Dead Space, it has pretty glaring issues in other areas. The story is utterly predictable, with the annoying human characters severely taking me out of the experience. Kendra, for example, spends most of the game moaning at you for not being quick enough at solving the problems that arise in the title, showing very little empathy towards the dude trying to save her life. She doesn't feel like a part of the world, but simply another tool the developers make use of to drag the story along. I would have much preferred if the game had dispensed with human NPCs entirely and focused solely on Isaac and the body language he uses to express his emotions and the bits of information he discovers while progressing through the ship. Dead Space also suffers from what I like to call different quest, same pest. The player is told to do something different in each level, but usually it just results in going back and forth between locations. Sometimes you'll press a button, sometimes you'll kill a monster, but it doesn't stop you from feeling like the whole game is just a massive bunch of fetch quests. Also, QuickTime events are stupid. They don't offer any sort of test of skill, either you feel like mashing the X button or you don't. Developers really need to come up with a better way to overcome power struggles other than frantic key tapping. A larger monster variety, a greater number of bosses, and some more diverse looking environments could have helped the title as well. The point though is that while Dead Space may not be the scariest game or the most savvy at combat, it still delivers satisfaction via the mere brutal accomplishment of survival. Games like Dead Space 3 advertise themselves as being titles about survival and may feature them as themes in the story, but really don't offer it as an incentive to play anywhere within the actual gameplay. Even if you're not trying to be scary, titles that call themselves horror games could at least try and offer us that intoxicating allure of survival style gameplay. If you don't want that and all you desire is to mow down monsters, you might as well just buy something like Lost Planet.